Welcome back to the woods. In last week's video, we worked on building this bushcraft shelter here. As with any bushcraft shelter, the quickest way to build it is to try and use resources that are as near to where you want to build it as possible. That's why we've used lots of dead wood that was located around this area, and we also used all the leaves because there's loads of beech trees here that drop their leaves every autumn. It's built with a very simple design of two Y-shaped sticks buried into the ground, a cross beam going across, and then a few rafters leaning upright. I then weaved in some green sticks because they're bendy and they don't snap to make a lattice work frame, lent up a few more dead pieces of wood, chucked on lots and lots of leaves, and it's pretty much there. We also made this fire pit here, and I brought in the smoking rack as well, which we're going to use later down the line. Today, in this episode, I'm going to be working on extending the shelter. I want to make it a bit bigger so that there's room for storage and potentially another raised bed. I've also got to build a raised bed under here, but I think we're going to come out this side and we're going to build this one similar fashion but with a slightly different framework. So hope you enjoy the video and thanks for watching. So I've built this tripod over here, just lashed together 3 sticks. It's really simple because all I need to do for the extension is just have a beam coming across. And rather than dig a hole, find another Y-shaped stick and plant it in the ground, which does take time, this is a lot quicker, and it also just showcases a different method. The main thing is it needs to be strong enough to hold my body weight. Which it is. That's the main thing. Because it's going to have quite a few sticks leaning against it, but obviously the material that's going for the roof on top is leaves, which when dry are really light and when wet will be quite a bit heavier, but that's going to hold it no problem. Next I need to cut loads of rafters or find some dead rafters as well, just long poles about 9 feet long, lean them over all the way against here, and then we're ready for the lattice work again. Right, that's the rafters done. Now I'm just gonna put some lattice work in, just weave this in and out with this flexible green, these green saplings. I know some of you might say, oh, you know, you're cutting some green saplings, but this is hazel and it regenerates really, really fast. This, in fact, this branch here is probably 2 years old, 2 to 3 years old. So it can grow back really, really quickly. And you need to be able to manage it. You need to be able to chop it, sorry, to manage it so that it can grow back faster and straighter each time. It's an amazing bushcraft resource. So I'm actually going to start at the top this time. Lesson learned from last time, when you start at the bottom and you're doing your lattice work, you get near the top and you end up having to really stretch and lean over or go the other side of the shelter. This time I can walk between the rafters and just, it's nice and comfortable to work at. A nice height. So we'll start at the top. The sticks will move around a bit to begin with, but that's okay. That's the lattice work done. Now, same as last time, just to lean some sticks wherever it's loose, some heavier sticks up against it, and lighter sticks, etc. It's all going to get weighed down. Just pad it out for the leaves to go on top. Using old dead branches as well that I cut previously. Right, that's enough of the dead branches and twigs. It's time to use the, I think someone in the last video called it the Nimbus 2000. I like that. The besom broom or besom broom. And start sweeping some leaves, build up from the bottom like I did last week. It's going to need quite a bit more leaves though. It's a bit of a bigger shelter this side. But we shall start from the bottom. Here's a little tip. Once you run out of leaves that are near the shelter and you need to travel further afield, it takes longer and longer to get the leaves bundled up, especially by hand, and then put them on the top of the shelter. What I've got is a nice big tarp, and I can lay this out flat, sweep some leaves onto it, and then I can drag an absolute shed load of leaves all the way over to the shelter and just use the whole tarp itself to throw on. It's like 4 times as quick. You can see where I've started to place some twigs there. Watch how much this tarp makes a difference to loading the leaves on top of the shelter. Big pile, push it up. Job done. So much quicker. Not bushcrafty, I know, but who cares when you've got this many leaves to put on the shelter, right? Oh, right, we're almost there. There's a lot of leaves on this shelter. What happens as well is as you build up the leaves towards the top, they all start to fall through then naturally into certain gaps until the small twigs start to jam all the gaps. So what you find is you get lots of leaves underneath the shelter. We've already collected those leaves, so it makes sense to recollect them and put them on top again. So you've got to get your Nimbus 2000 and get to work. Quite a lot of leaves from just inside the shelter. But rather than throw this lot on the top, I'm just going to hand fill it, just near the tips of the branches and just work my way along here. Another thing I find is if you put the tarp underneath the overhang of the top of the shelter, like that, then any leaves that fall through as you put them on just fall straight back onto the tarp. If you watch, they fall through, down onto the tarp. You could probably do it with 2 tarps, but I didn't bring 2 tarps. It's really coming along now. I'm liking it. All I'm going to do now is just really sweep out the rest of the leaves, because once I build raised beds in there, I'm not really going to be able to sweep much.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Lots of sweeping. I've gone through years of leaf litter down to the forest floor. Obviously in the autumn all the leaves are going to come down and I'll need to sweep it all out again, but there shouldn't be too many leaves coming in underneath the shelters. One thing to note, I have built this strategically. The southwest is that direction. Our prevailing winds here in the UK is a southwesterly, which means the dominant wind throughout the year comes from the southwest. So I've strategically placed the shelter like this so that the wind will continue to blow the leaves against the shelter and not come in this way and blow them off. So the leaves will fall off over time, but honestly, I can speak from experience, it really takes quite a lot of strong to blow these off when you've got a thick enough layer. And after rain, that then sags a bit more, the leaves get softer, they sag a bit more and compress a bit more. So the layer does get thinner, and then you just put some more layers on top, more heavier sticks against it, and it lasts quite a long time. Anyway, I'm pleased. Shelter 1, shelter 2. There's slightly less space in that shelter, so I think I'm going to put the main bed in this shelter, secondary bed in that shelter. But let's go and build a bed. For that, we're going to need the big boys. Bear with me. That's not a saw. Nope. So this is an old oak tree that myself and Dad, that's dead for a long time, and myself and Dad pulled it down last year. There's a video on the channel where we did it. Although it looks rotten on the outside and punky, it's actually still solid on the inside. So if I cut, it's already cut at the end there. If I cut here and then another saw's width sort of there, I only have to do 2 cuts. So you join me on another day. Yesterday I was here about to finish the bed, ran out of time. Today is about the 3rd time coming here, and I'm going to be doing the overnight. So this is the overnight part of the video. Well done if you've made it this far. It is 6:30 at night. I need to get a fire going, get some food, finish building my bed, and enjoy a nice evening here in the woods. I think priority wise though, I'm going to get my fire going first because the bugs are actually quite bad. There is a bit of a breeze, but they're starting to come out. It's been a really muggy day, humid, about 25 degrees Celsius. Thankfully there's some more airflow. Earlier there was absolutely no airflow, which meant the bugs would have been really bad. But I can see mosquitoes everywhere. I'm going to get this fire going just to get some smoke in the air to try and drive them away. And then we can focus on finishing the bed. But it is a beautiful evening. It's really, really nice. I'll put a link to all the gear in the video description box below, folks, for those that are interested. That should keep the bugs at bay. So we're going to build this up, get some coals, and then we can cook. In the meantime, I can get to work on getting some sort of bed there. Let me just widen these logs because I don't want to set the forest alight. Need quite a controlled fire today. Get it been dry. That is the finished bed. Now, I should probably mention this is, I say temporary, but this is an old raised, this is wood from an old raised bed that I made probably last year. So it's a little bit fragile. I was a bit strapped for time tonight, so it will have to do for now. I've put the wonkiest bits on the outside and the straightest bits kind of here and in the middle. It's relatively flat, it's definitely the right length, and it's a good width for my shoulders, and I've got plenty, about 18, 20 inches of headroom here under the leaves. So now I just need to make it a little bit more comfortable. So I've got a couple of these Hessian sacks, old Hessian sacks for now, and then for the top half of my body, just got this deer hide. Let's do that up actually. I didn't bring my reindeer hide actually, which is quite a bit thicker. So just got deer hide here. It's pretty thin, it's not the most comfortable, but with the Hessian underneath, that really does help. And I'll have my sleeping bag and bivvy bag on top of this. It will just about, it's going to be a hard night's sleep, but it will just about be enough. It's only in one night. Long term I would definitely, well, I'd bring an air mattress and for comfort, or I'd have my reindeer hide, which is definitely a lot nicer. Got a couple of steaks, thin ones, and I'm just going to grill these on the old adjustable grill. Couple minutes. That is super hot. Ow! I'm also gonna just lightly roast some asparagus and some pepper, red pepper. Oopsie. Got some peppercorn sauce in here, which I'm just gonna warm. That won't take long at all. Right, I think that's done. I didn't bring a plate, so I'm going to use the frying pan, which is for breakfast really. But we'll just use the frying pan for now as a plate. Bit of peppercorn sauce. Just put it all over, why not? Annoyingly, it's a northeasterly wind tonight, which means here it comes. The smoke from the fire. It's rarely a northeasterly here, but the smoke from the fire is coming over to here. Cheers. Oh, with that sauce, it's amazing. I've had steak recently, but I haven't had peppercorn sauce. I forgot how good it is. dip the asparagus in it. Bird noise is absolutely awesome. I think it's little robins, wren maybe. Right, 9:15. Thought I'd get camp set up, camp bed set up, sorry. This is what the setup's going to be. Bivy bag, my summer sleeping bag now, which is this cheap one from a supermarket, but it's down, but it's thin down, and an inflatable pillow. That's it. Let's get it set up. Just letting the fire burn down a bit now. No more logs needed. As I say, it was a warm day today, 25 degrees, and it's still pretty mild. It's probably about 10 degrees, 11 degrees Celsius. So I don't need any more logs on the fire. And with that northeasterly, it is blowing the smoke a little bit this way, so I don't want to make that any worse. It's typical. I cannot believe it's a northeasterly when we should be getting south. It's quite a warm northeasterly actually, it's quite rare. We should be getting the southwesterlies now. We're in early summer, late spring. The southwesterlies should be coming through. But this is England. And this is me, this is bed. Oh, it's a little bit bony, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely needed the reindeer hide. Bivy bag is for a little bit of extra warmth because of my summer sleeping bag, but also because it's a down sleeping bag and I'm only on this reindeer skin, it'll just stop it from rubbing and piercing on any sticks if it goes through. Oh, it's not too bad actually, not too bad. Whew. This took me, I'd say 10 hours overall to make these two shelters, 10 or 11 hours for those wondering. But obviously I did it over the course of a few days because I had commitments with kids and stuff, with my kids. So it's a full summer day, 10 hours in summer really to do it, to be able to enjoy it after as well. Oh, pleased with it though, really pleased. I'm going to call it a night. It's nearly 10 o'clock and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning. It is around about 7 o'clock AM and it's chilly this morning. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's in the single figures Celsius and the wind is still around. I woke up 3 times last night. This is not a comfortable bed at the moment with the deer hides. Definitely need the reindeer hide or a foam mat and inflatable mattress on top. The reindeer hide would be fine, it's just that deer hide is quite thin. The wind looks like it's still in the same direction, which is why it's chilly this morning as well. No sun today, looks overcast. I'm gonna get a fire going because I'm cold and then cook up some food. Classic case here, that fire's not got strong enough yet to put the next layer of wood on. If I put the wood on now, it's going to smother it and go out. I know this from experience of lighting so many fires. I need that flame to get a little bit hotter, get a bit higher before I put this next layer on. You've got to be a bit patient. There we go. See, now it's got stronger. Now place some logs, sticks on like that. See, now if I put any more on top of that again, I'll smother it again. So I need to let it come through this next layer, establish itself a bit more before I then put the third layer on. And I'll do this one in a crisscross this way. So I've done those that way, these that way, and then it gets a nice dense area of wood in the middle and keeps that heat in, which is obviously part of the fire triangle. Fire triangle being heat, oxygen and fuel, or heat, air and fuel. There you go, so that's quite established now. Crisscross, put it on again, next layer, and each time I'm putting that layer on, it's compressing the wood, making it dense in the middle, which is where you want the core of your fire and the heat to be. So I'm increasing the heat, where I'm increasing the fuel by putting more fuel on. I'm increasing the air by letting that flame come through each layer. That increases the air. And then I'm increasing the heat because I'm creating a dense pile of wood in the middle of the fire, which is building up that heat even more, because it's trapping it. Fire lighting 101. Honestly, each time I light a fire, I tend to always learn something new. Every day's a school day, and I just know that that works for me. And that's good to go now. I can walk away and leave that. I'm not going to, I'm going to get a bit more fuel, but that's going to be a nice dense fire. Put the kettle under there, I think. Get the proper heat direct. Get that cup of tea. An Englishman's most important thing in the morning. Tea. Oh, it's hot. Oh, let that cool down. Wind's gonna blow that smoke right in my face. I totally forgot my plate, which is annoying. Here comes the smoke. Oh, my eyes. I think I'm going to build a third shelter here, just on this side. That way, when there's this type of the wind, the northeasterly, I have 3 options of where to sleep, depending on the wind conditions. If I have one that side, it just means that if that northwesterly comes in across the field, northeasterly, sorry, comes in across the fields, I then have this extra shelter to my left, which would be out the wind, so the smoke would come under here, but it wouldn't come under there. That's my thinking anyway. Right, a couple of English sausages. Lovely. That's really nice. Can't beat a little simple fry up. I got this from Aldi a couple of years ago in the little camping aisle they have when it pops up in the summer. I think it was Aldi or Lidl actually, I can't remember, but one of those supermarket chains. And it is cheap, but the duck down, the feathers are just starting to come out of the sleeping bag itself now, so it makes a bit of a mess. Probably going to lose its down rating as such, not that there's much of a rating anyway. For summer it packs down really quite well, and on those really hot nights just a cheap sleeping bag is all you need. You just need to, I just find I just don't want bulk in the summer because I'm carrying it. See, that packs down pretty small too. Right, and the pillow packs down small as well. That's what I mean about the feathers that go all over it. Tell you what I like about this style of camping is pack up is very minimal. It's just my sleeping bag, bivvy bag and pillow, and obviously my backpack. But I don't have to take my shelter, I don't have a tent, so I don't have to take all that down, or a tarp. I don't have to dry anything back at home. Yes, the night is a little bit less comfortable than it would be in a tent or under a tarp, but the pack away, the clear up is much better. Well, that is me done, all cleared up and packed up. The sun's still not come out unfortunately, but I got lucky with the weather yesterday and it didn't rain overnight, so it would be cool to actually come and do a overnight in this when it rains. I think that'd be interesting to just test how well the thatch of leaves will cope with fairly heavy rainfall. Obviously they are protected quite a bit by the beech trees above, but in the winter there's no leaves on those trees. So we'll do some winter camps in this too, and I'm hoping to expand it this way, coming out to this side, just because of that wind direction change. I learnt that from today, to just have a third option with another bed. That way if I have other people come to stay, they can come and stay in the shelter, but also if the wind direction changes and blows the smoke, I have options of where to sleep. Going to be doing some other cool things here, I'm sure. Like I say, I think I want to go into hide tanning, do some deer hide tanning here, or other animal pelts and things. That would be really good. Potentially blacksmithing type setup, a really basic, simple kind of forge out here. I think that would be really good. And just general cooking setups. I'm going to bring Dad out here. We're going to do some cool, fun stuff here as well. So yeah, plenty to do. If you enjoy this type of video, feel free to subscribe. There's lots of stuff on shelters on my channel. I'll link to the specific playlist in the description below. But if you enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. And I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you for watching.